Hey, what's up, Shooters fans? Welcome to the show. We are in the midst of championship playoff football right now, and hopefully you guys are loving it as much as we are. We got some college football to talk about. We got some pro football to talk about. We're in the midst. We're going to have a champion next week in college, and we are in the divisional round in pros after a truly wild card weekend. So we're going to cover all of that. We're going to give you our picks, which, by the way, we were 3-0 last week, in case you're tracking.
Just in case.
Some of us
We
are,
weren't.
and we won all 3 games. So
That's what 3-0 means.
don't miss 3 wins, 0 losses. That's how that's what that equates to. We've been a little bit cold on the props lately,
But we
but
hit one parlay.
we did hit one. We did hit one, which
Green Bay,
paid
Chicago.
me out. So we'll cover all that stuff, but it's a fun time of football year, and we're ready to dive in. So I am joining us from out of the country, an undisclosed location right now.
There we go. CIA
And,
hot room.
I'm in. See if you can tell from this picture on the wall. All right, guesses.
It's about
Anyone
this
who
big
guesses
on my screen.
Put guesses in the
Anyone-
comments. Let us know where in the
Guesses.
world is
Where
Chisholm,
in the
San
world
Diego.
is
See if you can guess. All right, let's talk college first. So we had 2 college football games. I want to get you guys' take on. The first one was excellent. It was Miami and Ole Miss. Miami squeaked it out 31-27. What did you guys think of this ball game, Dex?
Well, I like this one. So we were obviously, I think most of us were on Ole Miss, just kind of wanted them, not
Pruitt was the
necessarily.
contrarian. Pruitt took Miami.
Pruitt's contrarian with Miami. He liked
just to be
old
different.
school.
Up to you.
Yeah, but Ole Miss, I was going for the Grove, and Trinidad played great.
And Chambliss. He was great too.
Chambliss,
Trinidad
yeah.
Chambliss.
So Chambliss had a heck of a game. Well, the last play of the game, though, right? PI in the end zone that didn't get called. It is hard call. I mean, it doesn't matter which side
It
you're
is
on.
hard to
If
call.
you call it, then it's like, oh my God, that's ticky tack. If you don't call
Yep.
it, like, oh my God, how do you not call it? You totally dragged him down.
Yeah.
And it's probably a good no call, but
The refs
Man.
are put in a bad position on a
It
play
is.
like that. So
and those
really
Hail
is.
Mary plays. But the fact he even got to the position to huck that ball was pretty awesome. It was
Yes.
very Mahomes-esque in a Buffalo game for all the Chiefs fan out there. I think he had, 17 seconds? And even
Yeah.
the Miami coach was not looking. He's like, hold up. And then all of a sudden, zing, zing, zing. And they're all at the 40, right? Something like that. And he had the chance to
Yeah.
huck it in there. It's a heck of a really good game. I mean, that was a fun game to watch no matter who. If you're just a sports fan and a college football fan, that was a fun game to watch. But too bad for
It
Ole
was
Miss
very even.
was.
Yeah.
I mean, how do you let Carson Beck slow jog in a slow-mo roll out to the left, scramble touchdown? I mean, it was molasses. You could see the sinkholes
did it not
forming after
seem-
you ran. It was bad. But
Did it not seem like that play took forever? It was
it
like,
did.
oh my God. Like he's got forever in the pocket. Surely someone's gonna get to him. Surely someone's gonna Nope. Oh, now the whole left side of the field's open. Let me walk slowly to the left side of the field and score. I was like, oh my God, what is going on here?
yeah.
It was crazy. And you just kind of kept thinking, how is nobody on that side of the field? And
Yeah.
a couple of the line guys fell down. They ran into each other. And then the other dudes were all scrambling to the right.
It's just
at
brilliant
some
play calling
point-
is what it is.
Yeah, you just
Right.
kind of thought someone would get there in time. I mean, you had like a week just to go over and get the guy. But good
Yeah.
for Carson Beck. I mean, Carson Beck,
Yeah.
year 9 in college? I mean, it's had a long time to figure things out with Georgia. And then he's been in these situations before. He's been in these championship games before. And the college football playoffs, he's very accustomed to being there. And so I think having a little bit of experience certainly helped. I think Carson Beck was not too big for him. I think he showed that. He showed
Yep.
some poise. Now, do I think he's going to be a good pro? No, I don't even know if he goes to the pros. But Carson Beck showed at
Yeah.
least he's got some skills. He has some talent. And he played a heck of a game. I think he's going to do well in the championship game. Indiana is going to be a tough matchup. We'll talk about them in a second. But as far as the Ole Miss-Miami game, heck of a game. Ole Miss had their chance. It would have been nice because they've never won a championship game. So that would have been kind of cool just to at least get there, right? Get the opportunity. But Prue, what do you think?
And
I was surprised that we talked last week about Miami's defense, being stellar, but their offense kind of lagging. And it was 17. I know I commented last week. I was like, I need a 17-13 game to make Miami a realistic winner. And it was that
Right.
score for a while. And I was like, okay,
Yeah.
this is shaping up nicely. And then both teams started scoring again. And I got more anxious as the game went along because I was like, we talked about Miami's offense maybe not being able to keep up. So Dex, were you surprised that they put up 31 points?
I was. I mean, it's just not something we'd seen very often, and especially in the first couple games, they weren't scoring against you. I would say
Against a
lesser
good
competition.
team, like a
mean,
well-rounded, Old Miss team.
Yeah.
So,
But what I noticed about Ole Miss, and Ole Miss fans out there are probably like, "Yep, they can't tackle. Good God, they're bad at tackling. They do not know how to form tackle, to wrap up, to save their soul." I was like, "Oh my God, how many times are you gonna not wrap up and just come in like a spear? I mean, just coming in like a pen and just
bounce
hoping it hits
off.
right. And it's
Yeah.
wrap up." Because, man, they gave up some critical plays that at the end of the day cost them. Because they would have gotten them off the field. They would have held them to a field goal. They would have, oh my gosh, even that last
Well, talking
drive.
about
got
that,
tackled.
not getting off the field, the game boiled down to this. Possession, Miami 41 minutes,
Yes.
Ole Miss 18 minutes. I mean, that's crazy. When Ole Miss got the ball, they moved and they scored, but
Very fast.
Miami just methodically drove the ball down the field, and they had they had 19 third down opportunities. I mean, that's crazy. You're going to third down every time, just boom,
and converted
grinding it out.
bunch of them.
And to your exact point, Dex, if they stop them 3 times on those third downs, that's
It's a different game.
8 or 10 minute swing in time of possession.
Huge shift.
Pretty.
And like Chiz pointed out,
Huge
they
shift.
scored dang near every time.
Right.
They had the ball, they went down and scored.
Right.
I mean,
So, maybe more impressive than their point total was how they controlled and sustained drives. Because usually a poor offense can't. That's what they struggle with, right? Is the long sustained drives. It's like we got to hit quick, or we're going to go 9 plays and then have to punt.
Yeah,
But
and the most
if you can move the ball quickly, you got a good
timely
chance.
of penalties too. I mean, these third and longs, you get a PI or a holding. It's like, you didn't even need to. That was gonna be overthrown, incomplete. You did all the work.
Yeah.
Then you just bowled the guy over, grabbed his face mask. I'm like, no, stop, man. It's like
What are
every
you
way
doing?
You
That
could kill
face
yourself.
mask,
They did
15-yarder on that one long third down. It was pretty brutal. So it was there for the take for Mississippi. It was a great game. I'm kind of bummed. Chambliss applied for another year of eligibility, which, debatable whether he should have got it or not, but he didn't get it. And so
he didn't get it.
So
Okay.
we will not see him in college. He's got a choice to try to go to the pros. I don't know if he's going to make pros. He only had really 1 year right at D1. So we'll see what happens.
It was a good year, though.
It was a good year. I feel
In
like
the
somebody's going to
SEC.
take a flyer on him and see him as a developmental player. We've talked about the fact that he seemed like he had kind of that quality about him.
Yes. Yeah.
So that'll be interesting. That was a go ahead, Dex.
Trey Lance. Remember Trey Lance went 3 overall to San Francisco after 1 good year at North Dakota.
You're right.
I mean, that obviously did not work out. And also, I think Chambliss has played more quarterback. I mean, at least he was going to championship games in D2. His D2 got it. But then they say, well, can you do it at a real level? Yes. Yes, he did.
Mm-hmm.
You could say he did better than Shedeur Sanders, who also went from lesser competition. Where was Shedeur at before? What was that school called?
Where
Jackson
his dad was
State or something?
Jackson State. Yep.
Yeah. So went from Jackson State to Colorado, and you could say Colorado's not much better than Jackson State, but they at least played better competition. And at the end of the day, I mean, Chambliss showed what he can do against the top competition. And
that's right.
What you saw was pretty good.
I like him a lot. Lacey had a good game for Ole Miss. He went over 100. Miami did. We talked about Tony, freshman wide receiver. He had a really good game, touchdown.
Yeah, Malachi Tony's good.
And he's, he can't go for the draft, so you can see him again in college next year. Great game, great competitive game. Now let's go to the other, which was a great competitive game.
Less competitive.
It was competitive for the first 3 seconds or 6 seconds?
Like,
How long was that pick
I mean,
six?
this game, yeah, it was the first play.
It was the first play.
For
I couldn't remember his first or
Oregon.
second play.
And they threw a pick six I was shocked by this game. I mean, I know Indiana is really good. Obviously, they're showing it over and over again now.
I feel like they're getting better.
But Oregon's a good football team. They've had a good season.
Yeah.
And they got dog walked in this game.
Yeah.
Like, it was like the halftime score was 35-7.
Yeah.
Even the Woodshed was blushing at how much beatings were going behind it. It's like, good Lord, I didn't authorize that. My God, go
Woodshed was
else.
like, okay, guys, that's enough.
Please stop.
Bad.
Please stop.
Yeah.
I mean, and the funny thing is, if you look at this game, if you look at the stats and you didn't look at the score, like, it's a pretty even game. That's what's weird. Like, I was looking at the total yards, 378 for Oregon, 362 for Indiana. But I was like, okay, but don't forget about the 3 turnovers, the, pick six,
those add up.
right. Yeah. That kind of changes things really quickly. But I was surprised by how overmatched Oregon was, because Oregon, the first time they played, Oregon lost, but that was by 10.
Yep, 30-10 or 30-20 out in Oregon. And then this one, it just got out of hand quick and got worse. Like, my kids were done watching in second quarter. And like they were looking at it. So we went to the Notre Dame Syracuse game this year. If you remember that one, they scored over 70 points. It's like Notre Dame's second highest point total ever, and I think the biggest discrepancy. And they said, this feels like that Notre Dame game. Like, kind of does. That's weird. It's just the final 4 teams. I mean, you shouldn't get games like that. There is no Notre Dame Syracuse games. And it was just such a beatdown. Like you said, Oregon is a good team, a really, really good team. They've only lost 1 game, and it was to Indiana. And they were trucking everybody else too. And Dante Moore was on that Heisman row. And
so, speaking of him, I have a question for you guys. So going into this game, a lot of people are like, hey, this is the number 1 and number 2 picks in the draft next year.
Yeah.
I mean, Mendoza feels like the slam dunk now. What do you guys think about Moore now? Like, where do you put Dante Moore in this equation?
So I think 1 bad game is not going to do that much. And he still showed all the fundamental stuff you're looking for, right? Speed, arm strength. He kind of had sometimes his throws weren't the best ideas, right? Throwing to the wrong people doesn't help. But as far as the underlying skills, they're all there.
Yeah.
And sometimes the stage, I think the only thing it's going to hit is like, how did you do in the biggest game? Didn't look that good. I mean, it looked a little Justin Herbert-ish. And it's like, well, he was also really good from Oregon. And
good point.
Yeah, I think there's a first look. A lot of teams give him a first look and say, yeah, he's got all the skill set or whatever. The ones that are super, like, realistically, would we draft this guy, are looking for the it factor.
Yeah.
I think in a big game like that. And when you lose that badly, it's not all his fault, obviously, but
yeah, I feel like
can you step up in the big game? And
between him and Chambliss, though, just how they performed in the semifinal games. If we're talking about who showed it and who showed the moxie and who showed like the decision making and skills, I mean, heck, if you're just looking at just those 2, I feel like Dante lost a lot of spots and Chambliss gained a lot of spots. I mean, who knows how this is all going to pan out? I mean, there's always kind of what they talk about in projections, and then draft day comes and things go all over the place. I mean, let's look at Shedeur. Let's look at any number of quarterbacks. Some guys come out of nowhere and show up in the top 10. And other guys were projected top 10 and dropped to round 3. So it's just kind of crazy how the draft can go.
Moore feels like a guy that you're betting on the come, right? Like, he's a guy that has all the tools.
Yeah,
but he's had 1 real year of starting. I mean, this is the only year he started. He had a good year, but it's not, phenomenal. But he if you look at his tools and his attributes, physically, they're better than Mendoza probably. But then you look at how they play out, and like Mendoza just looked like surgical in that game. Now
So
he probably doesn't
accurate.
have as much upside as a Moore, but
But then a lot of
that's what you're
coaches
looking at.
will draft production, and I don't know. I mean, Joe Burrow was awesome and had tools and had that season. Well, Indiana's having that season right now. They're going to be talked about if they win this game, the championship game, as one of the best all-time college football teams to ever get on the gridiron. And
which is wild.
As the leader of that team, and again, what we talked about during our Patreon earlier, is Mendoza has more touchdowns and incompletions in the college football playoffs. That is insane. And like I said, he's not throwing like only 10 passes a game and 9 for 10 with 2 touchdowns. No, he was 17 for 20 with what, 4 or 5 touchdowns?
5.
And I think he has 9 in 2 games. And they're trucked Alabama, and then just trucked Oregon. These aren't even contests other than that their names on the paper.
These are the best teams in the nation, and they're trucking them.
Yeah, exactly. Them. So it's just kind of unbelievable the way this is going. I'm looking forward to the game. As we get to it, so Chiz, Miami, Indiana, it's an 8.5 point spread for Indiana. Who do you think's going to take it down? Do you think Miami has a chance? Do you think they can at least cover and not get blown out by 30? Where are you at on this game?
And it's really hard to see. I'm trying to avoid the recency bias here. It's really hard to see Miami having a chance in this game, but because of what we just saw, right? But
twice.
The reason that I do think they have a chance is it's at Miami, so it's a home game. Granted, it may be the only home game Miami sells out all year because they don't exactly have a rabid fan base, but they are at home. There is something to that. They do have an 8th-year starter at quarterback, so I don't imagine
doctors. Dr. Beck is getting behind under center there.
I don't expect he's going to get rattled, and they have a really good defense.
Yeah.
I don't see how they're going to put up 31 against Indiana. I really don't. Like, I'd be shocked if that happens. I think their best shot is to turn this into a rock fight and hope that, they can squeak out enough points and get a couple turnovers that Indiana hasn't committed. But my initial instinct is to take the 8.5, but I think in reality, I'm probably staying away from this because it just feels like there's so much momentum and so much destiny on the side of Indiana right now. And
it does.
They are like a real team. Like the thing you talked about, the production factor, the thing that Cignetti has done a great job of is he went out in the transfer portal and they spent a lot of money. Don't get me wrong. They spent a lot of money to get this team, but he didn't go and get a bunch of just 5-star recruits. He got a bunch of guys that had produced that level. Some of whom were 3-star recruits. Some of them were 2-star recruits, but they had actually put up numbers at the D1 level. And look, lo and behold, that worked really well. So I think I can't see them losing this game at this point. It would be a tragic end to the Disney movie at this point. At this point, if it happens.
To me, I think Miami played the exact right way to win the last game. The only way they, I think, have a shot is to control the ball for 40 minutes again.
Agree.
If they get over 40 minutes and keep Indiana's offense off the field,
that's their only shot.
That's the only way they can compete.
Indiana can tackle, though. They're not going to give up 90% third and fourth down conversions.
That's what it's going to come down to.
And they haven't all season. They don't mess up with the penalties.
If they get them off the field, they won't hold the ball 40 minutes, and they're not going to have any chance to keep up.
This is going to sound weird, but the only thing that I think Miami has going for them is like Indiana hasn't made a mistake in a long time. And like
they'd have to make a lot, though.
Feels like, in college football, there's still 18 to 22-year-old kids, maybe 24, 25 now, but
30,
little bit older now. But like, the one thing you can count on in college football is inconsistency, and Indiana has not been inconsistent at all. So it's like there's this like thing deep inside me that thinks that there may be like a stinker in there somewhere, but I just can't see it with this team. I just can't see it. So I think that's why I have to stay away from it. The over/under is 47.5.
This is This reminds me a little bit of those overmatched Super Bowl matchups. So when we had the 1985 New England Patriots versus the Super Bowl shuffle Chicago Bears. And it's just like,
Was it 90?
that
Was it
never had.
95 when you had the Chargers and 49ers?
Yeah, I mean, sometimes a team makes it. Atlanta versus Denver in 1998. It's like, it was
Yeah.
supposed to be the Vikings. And like all these other ones, like you see these matchups, like, I mean, they did a good job getting there, I guess. Now we're gonna have a crap Super Bowl. It's kind of like, well, good job, Miami. You bucked the trend. You showed that you belong, and now you're gonna get housed by 30 in the championship game. It just feels like that. I mean, I'm almost on the 8.5. I think this could be just another woodshed with another blushing. Like, now they're redheaded. This is really bad. It's like, it's not gonna be good back there. So I don't know. I think it's setting up to be a housing.
Yeah. I could see it. I hate it, but I could see it too. It's funny because we always want the underdog. You know, like it reminds me of March Madness when you want the underdog and then you get to the Elite Eight matchup and you're like, this wasn't as fun as I thought it would be now.
This kind of sucks now.
Thanks for playing.
I know. It's kind of like we wanted to watch Baltimore at Houston last night instead of Pittsburgh at Houston.
Right.
Like, that would have been more fun watching Lamar move and make plays.
Totally. Absolutely. I
That's
tend to
what
think
I
you're
say,
right, though. So Dex is on it. Prue, you got a pick for this game?
I would love to stick with Miami again, but I don't think I'm going to. I think they've shown me too much. I think it's Indiana by at least 14, I'll say.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I tend to think so too. I really want a pad, take the points, but I can't. So I think if I do anything, I'd go over under bet and probably take the under. But
you think?
Yeah, I'll probably
think Indiana could put up 48 by themselves. I mean, if Miami does anything.
I mean, Miami does have a good defense.
Miami's deal, keep them in check.
Yeah.
Holding them to somewhat, but I don't think Miami is going to score that much. So, okay, well, great college game. We'll talk about the wrap-up next week. Next Monday night is that championship game. But in the meantime, you're going to have NFL football to watch. And you watched some really good NFL games this last weekend. So let's talk about some of those NFL games on wildcard weekend, which it was indeed wild. Every game but one was really wild. So let's talk about breaking them down, Dex.
All right. So let's do a quick review of this past weekend. And since you're all football fans, you probably watched all of them. So last weekend started with a really good game that we told you, if you were listening last week, the 10.5 point underdogs, the Rams at Carolina. On paper, it didn't look like anything, but everybody that out there that knows how football goes, it's a home underdog at 10.5 points. That just doesn't happen. And especially Carolina won the last game between these two teams.
Right.
So it's one of those things. I think at the end of the day, Matt Stafford, man, heck of a drive. Did it again. He's showing you why he's potentially the MVP of the league this year. He is clutch positive. But 3 touchdowns. Puka Nacua showing why he's just one of the best. 10 for 111, 2 touchdowns. The first half was all him. He was just dominating. Then Bryce Young came back. And one of the picks we liked a lot is Jalen Coker. So 9 for 134. And he is somebody, look out next year for your guillotine leagues and fantasy football. I love Jalen Coker. He was going to be something this year. And then he got hurt right in the last game of the preseason. But Coker replaced Xavier Leggett. So last year's his first round pick, wasn't he? Leggett or second round? One of those. But he's made him an afterthought. So now it's McMillan and Coker. They're going to have a good wide receiving crew going forward for Bryce Young to look at next year. So 34-31, fantastic game.
Speaking of Jalen Coker, can you name the school Jalen Coker went to college at?
No idea.
Yeah, you won't. Because Jalen Coker came from Holy Cross.
Oh my gosh.
Holy Cross. This is one of those Jerry Rice type kind of stories, which is kind of cool.
Weird.
So I hope he continues. I love seeing guys from these little schools that succeed. So Coker could be an interesting one.
He's a good dude.
But he definitely stood out. So the Rams had a 14-0 early lead. Carolina brought all the way back, made it a phenomenal game for those fans in Charlotte. And at the end, I mean, Bryce Young did what he was supposed to do, by the way. He went down, scored, got the go-ahead touchdown. But not to be outdone, Matt Stafford comes all the way back down was Parkinson, right? Hit
That
Parkinson on
was
the
I
end
don't
zone on a phenomenal catch.
yeah, I don't think that was as much Stafford as it was a phenomenal catch by a tight end that
Great
Yeah.
catch.
was like, I mean, great
Like-
catch right on the
incredible.
sideline. He turned and barely kind of squeaked into the corner of the end zone with under a minute to play, right? I mean, it was
Straight up,
it was
down
straight
near
up.
the
last
end.
30 seconds or something stupid. It was
Yeah.
late.
Yeah. Hit him with the Parkinson's disease. What he did.
Cha-chang, chang. Oh my gosh.
But I was anybody else who's watched this game? There's the only thing I had to talk about this game. There's a maddening trend to me with coaches and like having an aversion to the field goal. Like
Ugh,
they don't like,
don't want
for
points.
whatever reason, they don't want the 3 points anymore. And this game almost did turn, but they got lucky that it didn't end up biting in the butt. And McVay, who I love, he's a great coach, but he had a chance to take 3 points and go up 13, and he poo-pooed it. And he was like, we're going for it. We can get this. Didn't get it, and then everything turned, and it was like, all of a
All the
sudden,
momentum
Carolina was
switched.
like, we can do this, and it was like, whoa, dude, those 3 points, like, are just
Huge,
even good now.
huge
Yeah.
momentum shift.
Like, coaches
was
seem to be doing this a lot lately, and I know it's all analytics, and I know there's good rationale behind it, but like, sometimes there's something to the good old fashioned take the points. Like 3 points is better than 0 points, no matter what you look at. So
Yeah.
I don't know. That had me screaming at the screen for a while there, because I was like, holy crap, what is going on here? What are you doing, man?
Yeah, I was saying the same thing in my living room, so I think we're on the same page. Old man, just get off my lawn, take the 3 points. Why do you not want points? You win with
Hunt the
points. You have to have more
ball.
points than the other team. Field position wins still. But yeah, I think we're just getting to be an older generation, and I don't know. We're turning into that commercial. Like,
Totally.
Maybe like your father if you do, but whatever. All right, let's go to the next game. Green Bay, Chicago.
Oh my gosh.
Wow. If that
Man.
wasn't the best game of the weekend, God, there's so many good ones.
There was a lot of
Gee,
good games this week.
This one was also one of the best ones. But when it's 21-3, it felt like the Patriots-Falcons game. And they even highlighted that on the commentary as well. Like, it does feel that way. But then again, I've seen the Chicago team all year, and I feel like this is when they start. Despite Love doing
foreshadowing
everything he can do, right? Love, 323 yards and 4 touchdowns. And we even said this. He could have a perfect game and lose. And he did. He had a perfect game and lost.
Yeah.
Jacobs did not have too much success on the ground, only 19 for 55. I think that hurt. But
Big
the White
time.
House stepped up to play. I mean, Romeo Dobbs, 124 and 1. He stepped up. Then out of nowhere, rookie Matthew Golden out of Texas.
Where's he been all year?
His over-under for yards this game was like 11.
Yeah.
And he had 4 catches for 84 yards and that touchdown where, I don't know, it looked like he had ice and he was all buttered up. I don't know how he didn't get tackled, but he slid through and slimed his way into the end zone. But Matthew Golden out of nowhere, what's up?
Huge.
Then on the
His,
flip side,
I think his receptions prop was 1.5.
it was 1.5.
Yeah.
And so I was looking at it, I was like, he never gets catch. I was thinking about the under. I was like, 1 catch is probably all he's going to get.
Yeah.
And then it was. And then all of a sudden I was like, well, he's open. And then Love just kept hitting him. And then on the flip side, we had Caleb Williams doing what Caleb Williams has been doing all season, looking like hot garbage for an entire half, if not more of a game. And then suddenly getting out of it and throwing dimes all over the field. Like he was airmailing wide open guys, and then he's dropping stuff in buckets like Luke Skywalker hitting the freaking Death Star. I mean, it was unbelievable.
Right.
And I think the guy that stood out the most was Colston Loveland, the 8 for 137. If he didn't just get himself into the top 5 of your tight end draft rankings for next season, oh my gosh, he showed why he was the 10th overall pick. Colston Loveland looked like a beast. But gents, what were your takeaways? Prue, what did you get from this game that you liked?
I just noticed this, but Caleb Williams had a 50% completion percentage and still threw for 361.
Yeah.
Yes.
He just gets those big plays, though. These are big chunk plays all over the place.
Yeah, for sure.
He wasn't check down Charlie, man. He was hucking it.
No, he throws the ball down the field, which is what I like. It's dangerous. at times. He makes poor decisions at times, but like you said, he makes some unbelievable throws that, he's got some flashes of brilliance that are like, okay, I see why he was
the first
number
overall pick.
number one overall pick and all that. So
yeah,
we talked about it last week. We were like, for them to win, it's going to take Caleb Williams stepping up, one or two solid drives near the end to get those extra, 10 to 14 points that they're going to need to win the game.
Yeah.
That's what happened. That's what he did.
Yeah. It's one of the shorts that's going to be on there is we highlight that when we're kind of patting ourselves on the backs. Like Green Bay could do everything right and still lose because Caleb Williams only needs a couple good drives in a few minutes. And wow, if that's not exactly what happened.
That's how it played out. That was a fantastic game.
It was fun. I was watching
it was
with
the
an
best
all
game of
Bears,
the weekend.
Yeah, all Bears fans, and the garage was loud and full of screams and angst and terror, and then pure happiness, and then hugs everywhere and shots galore. It was just the atmosphere of the whole garage changed. I like to feel I kept it pretty. I was like, we talked about this. Just if they can stay close, stay within a couple scores in the last bit of the fourth quarter, I think there's a chance. And then they did.
Right?
Chiz, what were you gonna say?
You sat back in your chair and you're like, yeah, just how I played.
I
thought it would play out.
I kind of did.
Just how we talked about it. Just how we talked about it. Yeah, if you look at, I was looking at some Caleb Williams splits this year, and it really is wild because if you look at his QB rate whenever he's ahead, it's 79. If you look at it when he's behind, it's 97. So, like, that is a massive difference. If he's behind by 9 to 16 points, he's got a 92 QB rate. So it's like he has to have the foot on his throat before he will perform. And as a Bears fan, it's got to be
enjoyable.
Phenomenal. It's got to be phenomenal to watch when he comes back, but it has to be maddening to watch the first half of games and be like, where is Caleb? Why is he not playing?
Chiz, is that this year or
that's
career?
this year? Yeah, that's this
so,
year.
Counterpoint to that, my first thought was if you're ahead and you're a Ben Johnson offense, you're going to be handing the ball off every play.
True.
So you get fewer opportunities to jack your QBR up.
That's fair. The other thing to look at is his completion percentage. When he's ahead, his completion percentage is 55%. It's 5 points higher when he's behind, 60%. So he has a really bizarre. Also, his touchdown to interception rate when he's ahead, it's 6 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. When he's behind, 18 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. So it's weird because he clearly has talent. I've been a hater. I'll be the first to say he's a USC guy. I automatically hate him. I'm a Notre Dame guy. I hate him, but I just didn't like his whole MO. I didn't love his leadership style. The dude has undeniable talent. We talked in the Patreon about the throw that he made on 4th down. Maybe the best play that I've seen since Mahomes.
Season-saving play. Unbelievable.
That was, season was over if that play doesn't happen.
In terms of clutch, it really is probably a couple Mahomes plays and then that one in terms of clutch. So that is an incredible play. But, can he take that and move forward and develop? That's going to be the key. Can he mature enough to where he can not just be just ass for the first half of a game, and put himself in that situation? Because you want a quarterback who can do that. There's very few who can do it. So that is really unique for him. He can do it, but don't make yourself do it. And that's what he's doing is he's making it. He's I'm going to jack around and then I'm going to come back.
Self-sabotaging. So he has to.
It's self-sabotaging and it will catch up with him because he's not that good. He's not good enough to be able to just toy with his food, and that's that's kind of what he's messing with right now.
I think another thing to take away from this game before we go on to the next ones is that if you're Green Bay, you've got to feel sick. Because that's 2 games in a row. You've given up double-digit leads to your arch enemy that you used to just keep to squish their head all the time. Yeah. Now there's 2 in a row. You lose one in overtime after coughing up 11 points in the last 4 minutes of the last game they played. Then this game, you're up 21-3 just on cruise control. and you give it all back. And then when you have the ability to slam the door shut a few different times on 3rd and long, 4th downs. I mean, he
Couldn't get
made
off
the
the field.
plays. Let's give him some credit, but you
Yeah.
couldn't get off the field to win the game. And
Right.
your quarterback did everything he was asked to do. And maybe
I
it's a
did feel
Micah
bad for
Parsons
Jordan
thing.
Love.
Yeah,
I
because
did
if
feel
you're
bad
Love,
for him.
like, what in the hell, man? I
And
did
Dobbs, I
everything.
mean, Dobbs had a
Yeah.
phenomenal game compared to
Yeah.
a normal Green Bay wide receiver performance. That was a
For
standout.
sure.
Yeah, they all played well. It's just the defense couldn't make the plays when they needed to make the plays, and that's really
Yeah.
what it boiled down to.
If Micah Parsons in that
lost.
game, do they win that game?
I don't think so. I don't think they win either
Nope.
of them because Micah Parsons out for the last one too. Or I think
Yeah,
got
but
hurt
if he's
that game.
there,
If he's
if
there,
he's
Yeah.
there, they
yeah.
win.
And Tucker Kraft too was out, right? They lost 2 pretty
Yeah.
key pieces of their team that,
Yeah, that's a good point.
could have
I
made
think
a
Micah
difference.
Parsons is a difference maker on defense that would make that one play be that one sack, get in there, get a hand tip on it. He's that.
Yep.
He was in the running, and I think he was the odds-on favorite at the time he went out for Defensive Player of
Yeah.
the Year.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
when you lose that caliber of player, yeah, I think it would have made a difference. But he wasn't there. They played the team on the field,
Right.
and they beat those guys twice. So
That's
good
right.
job, Bears. Good job, Bears. And we'll talk about them here in a minute on the preview. All right. One of my other favorite games, I mean, it was either that one or this one, Buffalo at Jacksonville. I actually think the best team lost. So Jacksonville lost
Yeah.
24-27. Josh Allen came back and did what Josh Allen does. In this game, what stood out is that the run was working for Jacksonville. They ran the ball 20 times with their main
Big
carriers
time.
for 150 yards. 20 for 150. And then they just, why would you only run it 20 times? You're just breaking off runs of huge numbers.
Right.
And then all of a sudden, you just start passing more and they go out and the drives would die. And you're like, what are you doing not running the ball more with Etienne and Tootin? Like, Tootin had 4 carries for 52 yards. Why did you only give him 4 freaking carries? He was ripping off 15 yards a time.
Yeah.
So that was mind-boggling to me as I was watching that game, and I kept wondering why they weren't running more. And then
and ETN averaged 6 points.
Yeah, 6.7. That was the worst. Everyone else is doing more. And so it's just one of those things you look at like, why did they, that's weird. And then it put them in the situation where they were at. And again, Trevor Lawrence, same thing. Went down just like Bryce Young in the earlier game, made the play, got him up, got the lead. And then Josh Allen comes back down and shoves it in, his second rushing touchdown of the game. And for the Bills, James Cook, he didn't have that good of a game, which is why Jacksonville had the opportunity to take this. 15 carries for 46. I mean, their only bright spot on offense, besides Josh Allen just throwing to a bunch of randos, Khalil Shakir, 12 for 82. But I think he only had 12 targets. I think it was 12 targets, 12 catches. If not, it was pretty dang close.
They were all like 4-yard passes that he ran for another, 5 or 6 yards each time.
Which we kind of joked last week. I think, Khalil Shakir will have like 10 catches for 9 yards. Well, he had a few more than 9, but got the point. I mean, 12
Not
for
a lot,
82.
yeah.
That's just a move in the chains, but that's what he does. So it was kind of a good game. I really do think Jacksonville they're the better team. Like all around, their defense was incredible. I mean, they slowed up James Cook to the tune of only 46 yards, Peru. Like,
Yeah.
what do you think about that?
Yeah.
Like, do you
no,
think the best team won or no?
No, I tend to agree with you. I thought they played really well. Buffalo kind of squeaked it out. To your earlier point that you made, I think during the Patreon, we were talking about McDermott. Doesn't really like blow a game. He doesn't make a bad call and whatever. He just figures out a way to stick around. And they made one extra play that, got them the W. But Jacksonville was a great team, and we didn't appreciate them. I didn't appreciate them all year long, but watching them in that game, I was like, dang, this is a good team. And they altered their play calls a little bit and run the ball a little bit more, who knows? They could have taken it.
That's what it felt like to me too, because on the other side, it was truly just the Josh Allen show. 80% completion, threw for 2 touchdowns, or ran for 2 touchdowns, threw for 1. Like, he got all their touchdowns. like
He did.
it's a classic Josh Allen. They're
Yes.
not they're we've talked about it. This is Josh Allen's chance because all the other guys are out. He's trying to seize it, but after watching this game, I kind of go like, I don't think he has enough to do it. I don't think there's enough
supporting
in
cast
that
is
team
pretty
to do
weak.
it.
It is.
Right?
I mean, James Cook's amazing.
If you figure out how to shut down,
core is weak.
Yeah, if you figure out how to hold James Cook to 46 yards every game, they're going to have a tough time winning more games.
So I don't know. It's tough to bet against Josh Allen, but at the same time, I don't know that this team's deep enough. So we'll talk about that as we move on. But it was a great game. That was another. There were just loads of great games because then the next who was that?
Yeah, but I want to talk about Jacksonville one more time though. So when you look back at their season, you're like, yeah, they're in the AFC South. They sucked. True. But what they did do is they hammered Denver on the road 34-20. What they did do is they hammered the Chargers 35-6. These are two playoff teams. At Houston, they barely lost 36-29. I think I remember that game. It was a last-minute deal. So on the road at Houston against that defense, they put up 29 points. And I mean, they lost, but 2-1 against the playoff teams, that was a good team that I think when we look back, I mean, that 13-4 Jacksonville team was way better than we didn't give him hardly any credit until the last month of the season. Then I was just looking at Trevor Lawrence. I'm like, oh my God, this dude is like playing at an MVP caliber and nobody's even saying anything about it. And he showed it in this game. He actually played well enough to win. I mean, Trevor Lawrence, he played well. And it just, at the end of the day, again, they didn't make the plays they needed to make to get Buffalo off the field and win the game. That was kind of too bad. I really wanted to see Jacksonville win this. I thought they're the better team, and I don't know. Sometimes it just doesn't work out, and Josh Allen just wins games. That's what that guy does.
Yeah,
all right, let's
go to
go ahead.
When you're talking about Trevor Lawrence, we talked about the guys that have the it factor. I don't want to say Trevor doesn't have the it factor, but it's starting to feel like he's a really good quarterback who just can't get over that hump, can't get that key play, can't win the huge game.
But this time he did, though. He made the key play to go get the lead and take the lead in the last few minutes of the game.
Yeah.
And his defense, which has been amazing all year, let him down and gave up. I think there's one big play that got him down to the 2-yard line, and then Josh Allen just ran it in. But
they had off his back foot, launched it down the field, and I think Brandon Cooks caught a long pass or something. That was the play that the Aikmans or whoever said was like.
Is he going to fall into the? Is he going to be? It's going to be interesting to see what path he takes. Is he going to be like a Joe Burrow that like?
I think he's going to be better.
Oh, interesting. Well, this is going to be a fun to watch.
Yeah, first year of Liam Cohen, we saw what he could be, and now he's going to have the same coach and maybe hopefully the same offensive coordinator. I guess I don't know that for sure yet. I think next year, Jacksonville, if they just keep doing what's doing well, run the ball, have great defense and good quarterback play, they should be right back here again. And it might be a legitimate contender next year because now they got a little taste, right? And we'll have to see what happens. But let's go to the next game. So San Fran, Philly. This is one that I think we were all on Philadelphia. We wanted San Francisco. I think at the end of the day, we thought Philly would win. So 23-19, San Francisco goes into the link and pulls it off. Heck of a game. And it was one of those, Philly looked terrible again, right? We just don't think they're that good, but normally they win these at the end with some weird play, but not this time. Despite Saquon Barkley having a heck of a game, 100-yard game, we saw Jalen Hurts with another mediocre, non-inspiring performance, 168 and a touchdown. And he didn't run for anything either. He didn't really scramble.
Yeah, that was strange to me.
15 yards or something like that. It was hardly anything, which is why it doesn't even stand out. But a whole bunch of nothing. Whereas Brock Purdy, he made those plays. He scrambled. I think he got 25, 30 yards, threw for 260 and a couple touchdowns. And CMC, while he wasn't running for much, and if you followed our prop bets, sorry on that one, but 15 for 48. Yep. Prue missed on that one, but he hasn't missed many. But 6 for 66 on the receiving side and the touchdowns. So CMC gets it one way or the other. That's one thing you can always count on from him. And they had enough. And I can't believe the defense hung on, especially when they lost Kittle, which hurt their offense, which, I mean, that was a huge loss. When he went out, I kind of thought that was curtains.
Yeah.
Tongus he's an adequate substitute at tight end, but he's no George Kittle, man. That's the guy who moves their chains. He's huge in run blocking for CMC. He's just a team leader, and he's in the locker room drinking tequila bottles, apparently, with a torn Achilles, which really sucks, man. I hope he gets back. I don't know.
He's going to
It's going to be tight
miss the first
if he'll
half
be ready
of the
for
season,
week 1.
probably.
Seems like it, yeah.
I don't think he'll be ready week 1. But
yeah, I don't think so either, but I hope he gets back relatively quick. But, gents, what's your takeaway from this game? San Fran, Philly, standouts and duds. What do you think?
I'll need to go rewatch the tape, but I think one of us may have picked a money line San Francisco performance.
Oh, did you go money line or just do the 5.5?
I did both. It was 4.5, which I did, and then I put a few bucks on money line because I was like, Shanahan and CMC, man, and Brock Purdy.
Yeah,
I thought Kittle would play the whole game.
Yeah.
When he went down, I was like, oh, I think they're in trouble now. But I mean, Shanahan's been in 2 recent Super Bowls. Heck of a coach. We talked about it last week. Sirianni's a decent coach too.
Also been to recent couple Super Bowls.
Yes. So you had 2 experienced teams that knew how to get to the big game. 4.5 seemed like a big swing or, big.
I think we all took the points for San Francisco, but you got the money line, huh? That's good.
Yeah. I mean, why not? It's playoffs and man, anything can happen.
Right.
So.
Yeah.
That's right.
I think so. Chiz, your takeaways.
Yeah. I'm super happy the Eagles lost, so that makes me super happy because
fly Eagles, fly into the offseason, biatches.
Least likable team ever, least likable fan base ever. Sorry, Philly fans, it's true.
You know who you are. It's not all of you.
Just own it.
There's a lot of you though.
Just own it. You know what you are. You booed Santa Claus. Come on. I think that what this ended up being though was a double elimination game because I think they're both out now. I think once with Kittle out, they had so many injuries on defense.
Yeah. Killers.
Yeah.
Killer injuries on defense. And then now to lose your catalyst. I mean, CMC is the catalyst, but he's the chain mover when it comes to first down and tight, when you need it, throws. Yeah. I just can't see them doing anything after that. So I feel like we ended up with 2 really good teams, and now neither of them are going to be around moving forward. But it was a good game, and I think the better coach prevailed here.
We also are not biased. We love Sirianni. He's our favorite.
We love Sirianni, but I feel like the better coach prevailed. And it's going to be interesting to happen what happens to Philly in the offseason because I think A.J. Brown's a free agent, which will make it really interesting to see that. The band is not going to stay together there.
Yeah.
And that may be the end of their kind of like championship window. So we'll see. But good game. Great game. It took us that was 4 great games in a row. And then
we had the other 2.
Then we had to play 2 more.
Or wait. Yeah, that's right. 2 more.
Wait, we'll go very quickly over these last 2. So Chargers put up nothing against New England. It was 16-3, but it felt like it was 100-3.
It was,
and I felt sorry for Justin Herbert by the end of this game. Like, oh God, it was like watching Rocky Balboa get just pummeled by the Russian for like yard. Like it was bad.
Yeah.
I guess Apollo Creed's the better one because when Drago was pummeling Apollo, like trying to throw in the towel, I was like, oh, poor Herbert. Oh, jeez.
It was bad, dude.
They couldn't run the ball. O'Marion Hampton had 1 carry, and then he went out. And then Herbert was their leading rusher, which God bless, he did everything he could to try and keep this game competitive. And it was competitive
for a while. It was 6-3 at halftime. I was like, ooh.
But it's also there was no yards going the Chargers' direction. Like they couldn't even get to midfield. It was brutal. It was just nothing going to nobody everywhere. And then on the flip side, I mean, New England, you knew they kind of kept chipping away. You knew they were going to get the plays. And then suddenly did. So Drake May played a great game, man. And 268 and a touchdown. But the real thing he broke them was the runs. and that's really what put him over. 10 for 66. He had that one, I think, 40 or 50-yard run that's kind of a backbreaker. And then Stevenson, Rafumble, our favorite running back in the NFL, Rafumble Stevenson, he played pretty well, man. So 10 for 53.
He did.
And then 3 for 75 on the receiving end. He had that one humongous play, but Rafumble showed that he's got receiving chops, so that was kind of nice. But all in all, kind of a boring game. No one's really watching it. Not a lot of takeaways other than Herbert still has not won a playoff game. They tried to give him an offensive line. They all were hurt. They tried to give him a running game, and their first-round pick got hurt. It's just like, dude can't win. So I don't know.
Is he snake bitten? I was looking at his stats. He's 0-3 in the playoffs. He's thrown 2 touchdowns in 3 games and 4 picks.
Yeah.
Is he gonna be that guy? Like, I don't think anybody doubts the guy has talent. Is he the guy who's just not gonna win in the playoffs?
It's I hate to say it, but maybe I think that's probably right. Which is terrible to say, but because he's I can remember him going into Arrowhead and taking us down in the past early in his career, and it was like, oh no, this guy's going to be around for a long time, and he's in our division. And they did have a good year this year, and he played decent all year.
You know what I would love to see is Justin Herbert traded to the Vikings for J.J. McCarthy, so Harbaugh can have McCarthy again. Justin Herbert goes to Minnesota. He's throwing to Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison.
I think you're smoking a lot of weed.
Yeah.
I'm just saying how cool would it be. Can a brother not dream over here? All we need to do is dream. I'm trying to get Herbert his first playoff win. It needs to be in purple, baby.
It does make you wonder if he's going to need a change of scenery because, he's 27 now.
Well, he's not 42 like the other playoff quarterback we're going to talk about in a second.
True. But he could, maybe it wouldn't do him so bad. It could be a win-win for the Chargers if they traded. It got a bunch in a haul.
I mean, it worked for Goff and Stafford in both teams. That was a win-win.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I mean, it can happen. Yeah. So I'm just throwing it out there. I'm just planting a seed for Vikings.
No, I got it. I like it. Let's do it.
All right. Last game of the weekend was probably the worst, even though it was also kind of competitive, at least score-wise. But Houston versus Pittsburgh is 30-6, but 2 last few minutes defensive touchdowns on a fumble recovery and a pick six. It's kind of fitting. Aaron Rodgers' final pass of his career is a pick six, and just the slow-mo shaky head that Chisholm alluded to last week that we're going to see a lot of, like head strap going on the helmet and just pointing and everything else. It's exactly what we thought this game would be. It took longer to get to the score than we thought it would.
Yeah.
But Pittsburgh certainly wasn't moving the ball. That was a guarantee of something that was going to not happen, was offense for Pittsburgh. Houston, on the other hand, C.J. Stroud looked like he was on the take for a full 3/4 of this game. He fumbled 5 times. 5. He lost 2 of them, and he threw a pick. So C.J. Stroud certainly did not look like he was ready for the moment. And, God, he played so bad and still won. And then Jordan Love's like, really? So that dude does that. I go 320 and 4 tutties, and I don't get to win. C.J. Stroud can dribble the ball like he's playing hoops, getting ready to do a crossover, and that dude wins? Come on, man. True. That's bullcrap. So, that was kind of an interesting one.
5 fumbles, an interception.
And that's how you draw it up, baby. That's a W.
And a W.
Each town.
And the beneficiary of a pick six and a fumble recovery for a touchdown.
Right.
Exactly.
Totally.
But Christian Kirk stood out in this game, 8 for 144 and a touchdown. The big loss, which may go into this next one, we'll go right into this. Nico Collins went straight into the turf with his forehead, knocked himself out of the game. That one hurt. So if they lose Nico, that's a big deal. So I'm not going to talk anymore about that game. Houston-Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh's done. It ended up costing Mike Tomlin his job, even though he stepped down, whatever you want to call that in the world. He's not with Pittsburgh anymore. And Aaron Rodgers probably isn't going to be coming back. So that might have been the end of a whole bunch of stuff for Pittsburgh. A coach had been there for 19 years with no losing seasons. End of a 4 MVP career for Aaron Rodgers. It's kind of sad in that way, but at the end of the day, he didn't look like a 4 MVP guy that's won a Super Bowl before. I mean, he looked like a very old man playing quarterback. So that's kind of was it. Anything else from that game, guys?
think Pittsburgh's ready for a change. They probably, I would say the odds are more than 50% that Tomlin was asked to step down
Yeah.
and be like,
Yeah.
"Hey, you've been here 19 years. Go out with some dignity, and you know, choose to resign," type thing, rather than us having to fire you.
Yeah. But I think on the flip side, Will Howard is someone to look at next year, how he does in training camp. Because we
Yeah,
were talking about him being a pretty good fit this year. So the Ohio
Yeah.
State, who was also at Kansas State, that was their quarterback rookie. And he got hurt this year, so he didn't get to play. And then obviously Rodgers stayed super healthy this year, so it never really mattered.
Right.
of course he
But
did.
next year, though, I think Will Howard is I think he's gonna turn some heads. I mean, he's good. He's a big,
Mhm.
strong quarterback, big, strong kid that's won everywhere he's been. So that'll be interesting to look at for next year for Pittsburgh fans out there.
Yeah,
All
that's
right,
a
let's
good
go. Oh
that's a
yeah,
good situation to step into if you've had a year to study under Aaron Rodgers, and then you got
yeah,
a
For
brand new
sure.
head coach coming in, and now you're the guy. That that could be exciting for Pittsburgh fans.
No,
absolutely.
absolutely. The only other thing we wanted to cover on coaches, interestingly, Mike McDaniel was fired this week. Seemingly, it was an odd correlation. He'd stayed around. Everyone thought he was going to be fired for like the last 2 months.
Weeks.
In
Seems like every
November,
week it was like, you're going to get fired. He's going to get fired. He never got fired. And now they fired him. And it was the day after John Harbaugh became available. Now, I don't know if that means anything, but it is kind of interesting that happened to coincide. So now we got another opening there too. A lot of openings in the NFL. It's going to be really interesting. We'll keep you guys posted on that. We'll do another segment on that probably next week, next couple weeks. But let's talk preview, Dex. To your point, we got four. We're down to the final four games,
Yep.
final four in each conference. So this weekend we have Buffalo, Denver, San Francisco, Seattle, Houston, New England, and the Rams at the Bears. So start Buffalo, Denver. What do you guys think about this game? Prue, what do you like? What do you not like? It's the first game of the weekend, Saturday afternoon, 3:30 kick.
I like Josh Allen.
Yeah, that's a good like, I
I
feel like.
don't know that I like James Cook against Denver's defense, so
Be
it's
tough.
gonna
Yeah.
probably feel a lot like this last game where it's all gonna fall on Josh Allen's shoulders, and how Josh Allen plays is how the Buffalo Bills play.
Yeah.
Denver is just so you guys know, Denver is a 1.5 underdog at home. The line over under is 46.5. We'll
As
get into our
the
picks a
one
little bit
seed.
Yeah.
later on it.
Yeah.
But
As the
they
one
are the
seed
one seed
that's rested
with the
at
bye
home.
that is an underdog by 1.5. Dex, what do you think of this game?
So it's all season. I have not believed in Denver. I don't think they're that good. And I keep hearing how good the defense is, but then when you look through their schedule and you see like what they're doing, I mean, they gave up 34 to Jacksonville. They gave up 26 to the Packers. I mean, they gave up 17 to the Raiders. They gave up 26 to the Commanders, for Christ's sake. I mean, I don't think it's that good. I mean, Patrick Surtain's good. And I know stat-wise, they put up numbers, but they are beatable. This is a beatable defense. Now, I think Khalil Shakir is going to have a tough time. He's going to get Surtain, and that is never fun. But Josh Allen can run. And James Cook, I think they'll start dumping in the backfield to him. I think we're going to see some Frank Gore Jr. get some dump offs.
Some
I think the
Dalton
tight ends are going to
Kincaid.
be involved again.
Yeah.
Kincaid.
Yep. Kincaid, Knox. I think we're going to see a lot of
Knox.
that. I think Buffalo's going to come out on top because I think the better quarterbacks generally win these games almost all the time. The better quarterback almost always wins the games. I think Bo Nix is talented. I think he's pretty good, but I think Josh Allen's really good and a multiple MVP winner. So I think I'm going to go with the pedigree here. I'm going to take that horse and with the stock and the good parents. I'm going to go with Buffalo to take this game. Gents, where are you at on the winner of this game? Who's going to win it at the end of the day? Pro, who do you like?
Yeah. I mean, there's a reason Buffalo's favored, right? They probably have a better than 50% chance to win, even on the road and against the number one seed.
Yeah,
So I think they can pull it off.
I think so too. Chiz, are you going to be contrarian?
I keep having this like pull to like want to pick Denver, but I look at the four teams left in the AFC, and if I think about who I think should be the representative. In the Super Bowl, it's tough to not see Buffalo in there just because, like, I don't think the others are world beaters. Like, I don't feel like anybody is that dominant in the AFC, and it feels like it's Buffalo's one chance to do it, even though I don't think they're that great of a team either.
Right.
I feel like this might be their chance to get the moment. I think Josh probably realizes that. So
Yeah.
I think Buffalo is who I like in this game, even though Denver has that weird, like, we're not that good. We keep finding
But
ways
they
to
keep
win thing
winning.
going for them.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
with you there. Can I see Denver winning? Absolutely. I can absolutely see
sure.
them winning after 2 weeks off and having a full week of prep because Buffalo's also on a short week. They're getting kind of screwed because they played
Yeah, they
Sunday
are.
and now they have to go do a
First
Saturday
game.
game in the
Yeah.
playoffs. So
First
not only
early
do
game
you have to
at
go on the
altitude.
road to altitude at Denver against arguably one of the top defenses in the league. Yeah, they got to do it on the road the whole time. So it is what I can see Denver winning, but I just don't think they're a faux one. They're a faux one.
Yeah,
They're the
I
top
I
seed, but
completely
boy,
agree.
they don't seem like it.
Yeah.
And
I completely agree.
yeah,
The
but
weather is going to be unseasonably warm. Actually, 45 degrees there, so it shouldn't be like
really,
a snow game.
okay,
Not that it would matter to Buffalo.
Both teams, very capable of playing
Yeah,
in the snow. So
right.
yeah. All right, let's go to the other game. So we got Houston at New England. New England 3.5-point favorites, depending on the book you're at.
Okay,
It's like 40.5 over under. Who do you like in this one, Chiz? Who do you like here? I
I
mean, the
like
defense,
Houston.
we just saw that. So yeah, okay.
I like Houston, and the reason why is I don't think New England's like you guys are more sold on New England than I am. The reason why is, again, they played a powder puff schedule. They beat who was in front of them for sure. I give you that. And they have beaten the teams they need to beat to get here. I don't think Houston's that good either, but their defense is really good. I think this is the best
It's
defense
really
in
good.
the NFL,
I do
honestly, and
too.
I think Drake May is gonna be like, "What is this? This is something different that I haven't seen in a while." I also like, believe it or not, that CJ Stroud has played such a horrific game before this. Like, I cannot imagine the man having a worse game than what he had. If he goes
And
more than
being
5
around to
fumbles
play
and
again.
5
Yeah.
fumbles and a pick, right? Like, I can't see it. So I think he's gonna have more of an average game for him, which is usually good enough for Houston to win. I definitely think they keep it within the field goal, though. So I like Houston in this game. The only thing I am a little concerned about is weather, and they're used to playing in Houston in the dome, and it is gonna be cold. I think the game time temp is not, like, frigid. It's not gonna be like Chicago's supposed to be, but it will be cold, so that could be a factor in this game. How about you, Prue?
I'm kind of 50-50 on whether CJ Stroud or Davis Mills plays.
Wow, yeah,
I'm
for
just kidding.
sure.
I'm just kidding.
Davis Mills won a lot of
I could see
games.
Mills coming in.
Yeah, 5 fumbles is super concerning to me. I gotta go with New England. I think because they're at home, they got the weather advantage, like you mentioned. Drake May's playing MVP caliber football this year.
He is.
I think they figure out a way to win. They are the 1 seed. They had a kind of soft schedule, like you said, but I don't know.
Yeah. On
I
this
like them at
one,
home.
I think another big two big players we got to watch. So Nico Collins, is he going to play? And then on the flip side, Christian Gonzalez for the Patriots, their cornerback, their stud cornerback. He also went out in concussion protocol. So both those
That's
dudes
right.
are going to be like trying to get through all the checks and balances this week to see if they can play. Now, if Nico Collins can't play, that's a big chunk. That's just Christian Kirk and Higgins and Noel. They're fine, but
Yeah.
they're not. None of those
Not
guys
Nico
are.
Collins.
That's right.
Nothing
They're not
scary.
Nico Collins. Let's just put it out there. And then on New
Right.
England side, if you lose your best cover corner, who I don't know if he allowed a catch while he was out there at the beginning, and if you lose that, I mean, because if he's back and playing against Christian Kirk, I don't see Christian Kirk doing anything. And now you're really struggling. You're counting on 2 rookies and Dalton Schultz to be your offense. And then Woody Marks got to move the ball, and then 8 like Frankenstein need Chubb is going to be your other part of the offense. I just don't see them scoring enough against what
Thank you,
everybody in NFL circles is looking as the MVP. If it's not Matt Stafford, it's Drake May. So
Yep.
I'm going to kind of trust in talent to win this game, and he keeps showing it. Like the Chargers is a great defense. He killed them threw up 260 against the Chargers. That's a very good defense.
Were
So I think
they top pass defense or something?
I think they're the number one pass
I think.
defense.
Yeah.
So Houston's going to be
Yeah.
awesome. Don't get me wrong. But I think Drake May knows how to, for one, throw to the open guy, quick decisions. He's not going to be sitting there just taking it. And he's got a lot of good receiving options out there. I think Hunter Henry's really good. Stephon Diggs is really good. Booty, he's not bad. I mean, they just have a lot of weapons. They might not be all grade A guys, but Stephon Diggs is. And even if he's not his peak, he's still pretty darn good. So I like New
Mario
England in this game.
Douglas is well rested.
Pop Douglas, yeah, he didn't do anything last week.
Douglas, he didn't get too many targets last game. So
He certainly did not.
Like he gets
Fresh legs.
Yeah. All right, so let's go to our last two games. So San Francisco at Seattle. This one should be incredible. So Seattle is favored 7 at home, over under 45.5. Pruitt, this one is going to be interesting. So they have split the season meetings. So San Francisco won in week 1, 17-13. And then in the end of the season, for the 1 seed on the line and the bye, Seattle went on the road and beat San Fran 13-3. What do you think is going to happen in this one?
I've got a futures bet on Seattle to win, so I'm going to hope for Seattle. They're favored by a lot, so I'm not sure I'm going to place a bet on this game, but I think Seattle has shown they're pretty dang strong, especially at home and especially with no George Kittle.
Yeah, the 12s are going to be loud.
Yeah, I think Seattle takes it comfortably. Probably less. San Fran might cover the 7.5 point spread, but I think Seattle wins by.
I get Chiz. Let's
5.
go to Sam Darnold hater Brent Chisholm. What do you think about this game and how bad Sam Darnold is and how much of a pumpkin he is? What do you think is going to happen in this game?
I'm really torn on this game because I know that Sam Darnold's going to pumpkin at some point, but I feel like San Francisco is just out of bullets. So I feel like Seattle's going to win this game for that reason. I think San Francisco's just too banged up. They got a better coach, but Seattle at home at night. This is a night game at Seattle, and I can't see them losing this game. I don't know that I'm like Prue. I don't know that I like the 7.5, but I don't think this is a game that's going to be in doubt. I think Seattle is going to win the game and control the game even if they don't put up the big points. So I like them a lot. How about you, Dex?
All right, so it's hard for me to see Seattle covering this. I don't see covering it all. So I'm on San Francisco points for sure. Here's the thing. So losing George Kittle, he was gone a lot of the season. In fact, San Francisco has played through tons of injuries. Tons. They didn't have Purdy for 2 months. They didn't have Kittle for 2 months. The only guy they've had all season is CMC. And that guy is incredible. Now, I know they did not win the last game, but I think they still have enough if Pearsall can play. Juwan Jennings is there, and he's healthy. Tongas is going to fill in a tight end. They're legitimate, though. They're professional players, and they make plays. And Brock Purdy is good. Everyone undersells Brock Purdy, but that dude wins a lot. He wins a lot. Again, if we're going to go trusted quarterbacks, you've already said you're waiting for the pumpkin. Now, San Francisco's D, I didn't think they would hold Philly down on the road.
Right.
And they did.
Right.
So I'm going to go contrarian here and say San Fran finds a way, finds a play to make, and they make it. They keep it close. Now, at the end of the day, they might miss the field goal to win the game, but I think it's going to come down to that type of game. And San Francisco can win this thing. And in fact, you know what? We're going to go San Francisco. We're going there. So San Fran to win this thing on the road.
Pearsall
are going to be super upset. Ricky Pearsall coming back. Hopefully, we'll see what happens. But that's what we're going to go with. So San Fran on this one. So
is he? What are you taking him? Are you taking Juwan over or under half a touchdown pass in this one? Because he has
he does get a lot of touchdowns.
For 2 touchdown passes in his playoffs. So
we'll see about
Justin
that
Herbert,
one.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah, he does. That's what's funny. But I think CMC, I think he can have another good game. I like San Fran here. Seattle is tough, though. But those big lines, though, they don't mean anything, as we've seen. They don't mean anything.
No.
I'm not worried about that. Let's go to the last game.
but you've got another home underdog.
Yep.
So you got the Bears plus 3.5 after that stunning win. How in the world could Caleb Williams be a 3.5 point underdog at home? He is the second coming of Patrick Mahomes, as we've just seen. It is going to be 16 degrees in Chicago at kickoff on Sunday night at 5:30. The warm and toasty Los Angeles Rams are going to have to come into this frozen tundra with all the momentum. The rabid Bears fans just drooling for more playoff victories. How do they stand a chance, Dex? What do you think? How do they stand a chance in this game?
They stand a chance because Caleb will be playing from behind in the fourth quarter again, and that's when he has a 92 quarterback rating. That's what he does. He's going to wait till the end in snowy, blustery conditions, and they have enough to do it, man. So I think we've seen Colston Loveland step up. DeAndre Swift is fine. Monangai is fine. They have enough talent there, right? And Luther Burden, he did just fine. So it's not the offense. I mean, they may not be consistent all the time, but they got all the talent in the world there. The defense needs to make plays, and the Rams, I don't know if they got a wake-up call or not. If not, I don't know what it's going to take, but you went in as 10-point favorites on the road, and you kind of lost that game until the very end. You made a play that had to be unbelievable catch by Parkinson to get to this week. And last year, if you recall, they had the lead, and they were winning, and then Kyron Williams fumbled in the snow against Philly, which gave them the stupid ball, allowed Philly to win.
That's right.
We're going to see similar conditions. I think it's hard for a warm weather dome team to go play outside. I like the Bears in this one, people. I'm going to go with Chicago. Hey. I know the Rams have everything else you're looking for, but I like the Bears at home to keep their miracle season going. So, Chi-Town.
Not just covering. You're going to take them to win. Prue, how about you?
I also picked the Rams earlier this season to get to the Super Bowl.
You're all future bias
I have a future bet with them. I still like them. I am concerned that they they arguably should have lost the game against Carolina.
Yes.
Right. Hopefully they learn from that and come prepared to take matters into their own hands instead of relying on the other team to, not make a play down the stretch or whatever. But to me, the factor is the it factor is Matthew Stafford. The winning drive, supposedly this last game, he got in the huddle and was like, all right, let's go steal their soul or something like that.
Jeez.
And that's the confidence I want in the guy leading my team down the field at the end of the game when the game's on the line. I think they figure out a way to win.
I love the Rams in this game. I love the Rams because I love a good team off of a scare. And I feel like they got scared, and I think McVay had a bad game for him, and I think he's not going to do that again. I think Ben Johnson's a really good coach, though, but Ben Johnson kind of showed his ass a little bit at the end of that game. I was disappointed in how he handled that. I don't know if you guys saw the handshake clip where he just ran over and was not cool at all to LaFleur.
Oh.
And then was talked a bunch of smack. I don't like the way he handled the win. So I think he's riding a little too high. I think McVay has been here and he's like, I know how to handle it. He's got a great quarterback. He's got great running backs. He's got great wide receivers.
Yeah.
I think that they go in, they go up early. I think Chicago tries to make a little run, and I think the magic runs out this time. I think this time they realize you can't just play with fire that long, and you can't play with fire when you're playing against that much talent. So I like you, Pruitt. I like the Rams to go to the Super Bowl of this 4. I like the Rams, and I like Buffalo to be in the Super Bowl. So I'm definitely picking them. I don't know that I like minus 3.5 that much though.
Yeah,
that doesn't make me. I'm not jumping to take that.
Might stay away from that unless it kicks down to 3.
Yeah. What about the 48.5? And it's supposed to be kind of snowy this weekend, isn't it?
It's supposed to be snowy, and I do like the under.
Yeah.
So 48.5 is a lot of points in this game, and the Bears typically are a late scoring team. And because I don't think they're going to be able to make it all the way back, I feel like that we fall a little short of the 48.5 in this one. It's the highest scoring highest total over under of the weekend too.
I feel like in the playoffs too, the referees swallow their whistles a little bit more. So you may
For
see
sure.
better defensive plays that earlier in the
Yeah.
season would have been pass interference, and maybe the referees let them play a little bit more this time. So
Right?
Yeah.
that certainly has happened in the past in a few of the key playoff games with questionable calls
Absolutely.
down the stretch. So
I think we should have 4 good games
Absolutely.
this week, though. I'm looking forward to watching all of them.
Yeah.
All 4 of them
Yeah.
are
I do
matchups that
too.
are intriguing with good quarterback play, pretty good defenses all around. I mean, arguably the best defenses left. So Houston, Denver, Seattle, those are 3 of the best defenses in the league. And
Yeah.
they're all in the playoffs. Weird. And they're all won their first round. Weird. Well, I guess
And this
Denver and
is
Seattle didn't win, but they earned their way to get a bye by being that good.
and this is a strange territory we've been in because this is the first time that we have I don't know how long this has been, but it's been a long time since we didn't have anybody left from the previous year's Super Bowl this early.
Yeah.
So, like, I mean, Chiefs,
Yeah, 2
Eagles,
rounds left and they're not there.
Yeah.
like this is a
Nowhere to be
this is
found.
I don't know anybody that would have predicted this 8 in the finals, and
No,
it's gonna make it fun for sure.
it is.
Three
All right.
teams from the NFC West making it this far is pretty impressive.
Right?
You would like to
Yeah.
think one of those teams, man, I mean, they're guaranteed somebody's in the championship game. That's always good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
So it'll be interesting. All right, let's go to the gambling picks to wrap us up for this week, Chiz.
Yeah, okay, so last week we gave you a sweep, as I mentioned. Did I mention that we won all 3 last week? We were 3-0
And we were 3-0.
last
That's
week.
right.
And we got all of them.
and we hit all of the picks that we made.
And there were no games that we missed.
That's right. So that puts us at 54% for the year, which
Yes.
is really nice. We've had a nice little streak here. We're 5 of 6 and 7 of 9. So this is the time to get on because we're making all of our money at the last here. So last week we gave you New England -3.5 at the Chargers, which we talked about that game. Easy cover. Houston, Pittsburgh under 39.5, which was a easy cover to the last
Little
minute.
bit of a
Got little
scare.
sweaty
These defensive touchdowns the last 5 minutes.
Right. It's a
Like,
little-
what are you doing?
And then we gave you the San Francisco Philly under 44.5, which hit as well. So 3 for 3 there. This week, let's go to Mr. Pruitt to see what he's got in store for us this week. Who's, by the way, Pruitt has now hit 3 in a row and
5 of 6.
5 of 6.
Come
5
on now.
of 6.
We won't talk about the 3 in a row that I missed before that, but
That's right.
this week we already talked about it. San Francisco, Seattle is going to be a heck of a game. Division rivals, split season series, all those good things. Just, it's shaping up to be a great game. But the first 2 games were both under a lot, like 30 points and 16 points, I think. So under 44.5 seems like a stretch. And then you take away one of San Francisco's biggest offensive weapons in George Kittle. And this total has dropped. I would get in quickly. I think, Chiz, you said it was 48.5 to open or something.
Yeah, it's already dropped 4 points.
Down to 44.5, which means get on it quick or you're going to start losing value there in taking the under. So I like San Francisco, Seattle under 44.5.
Great. Lock that up for sure. Dex, what are you liking this week?
All right, I'm going with the narrative. A lot of people like Buffalo in the Super Bowl. Also, Josh Allen is really good. I like picking the better quarterbacks to win these games in the playoffs. I think Josh Allen is better than Bo Nix. I think the coaching, if you can even call it equal, but I think McDermott's a good coach. Sean Payton's also a good coach. I understand it's on the road, but I'm not that worried about it. This Josh Allen not being able to win on the road is stupid because generally speaking, Buffalo's always at home. It's a lot like Pat Mahomes can't win on the road, and then he went through and won on the road. So it's stupid. Josh Allen's just so good. Their team's always at home. So I'm not buying into that. Denver has a good defense, but they've been very susceptible to teams. And with James Cook, I think they're going to have a running game. I understand last week he didn't do that well, but kind of like with these other guys, is he going to have 2 bad weeks in a row? I don't think so. So I like Buffalo to come out, show who they are, take advantage of this bracket without all the studs in it. So Buffalo -1.5 because it actually gives you better odds than the money line. So Buffalo, take them. Let's go.
Like it. Lock it up. Buffalo -1.5 at Denver on the road. I'm going to make the guys take a pick that they don't want to take because I like it, and it is Houston. I talked about Houston at New England. There's lots of reasons to not like this, especially CJ Stroud's last game. But I'm going to go with I'll give you the advice that I got from someone golfing when I first started my golf career. I was watching him. I got paired with a guy. He was taking practice swings, and I noticed that he would always wait, and then as soon as he took a really crappy swing, he would then hit the ball. And his theory was, I'm not going to have the same swing twice. So he went.
Spoken like a pure Duff guy.
Yeah.
So I don't think CJ Stroud's going to have the same swing twice. And I feel like he's going to have a competent game. I think that defense is going to be the name of the game. It's going to be a low-scoring game. And I like Houston +3. I really like Houston +3.5 if you can get it in the book because I don't think they're going to lose by more than a field goal. But if you can get Houston +3, I like that too. Even though Dex and Prue don't like it, they're going to like the money in their pocket when we get this W. So Houston +3 at New England. So we've got 2 road teams. Houston +3 at New England. Buffalo -1.5 at Denver. And then Pruitt with a reliable interdivision, especially third time they're playing under at 44.5. Get that early, as Pruitt said, so you don't lose value. These are 3 that are going to win. We're going for 6 in a row here. Knock it out. Make some money with us. Don't forget to watch for the player props too. Player props for the season. If you look at how we've done on the player props for the season, we're still at 53%. And we're at 17% on the parlay hit rate, which is well in the money.
With another winner this past weekend.
Even though we've had a little bit of a cold streak lately, that means we're probably due. We've had a bad swing. Time for a good swing. So knock it out. Follow us on his socials for the player props this week as well. Cool.
Did your buddy shoot a 96 that day or
108? I didn't make the same putt on the green 5 times in a row either.
Didn't have a bad swing
Who
twice.
doesn't love a
Only
good
shot a
5-putt?
96.
Yeah, a lot of people don't take chunks out of the green. This guy does. All right. Listeners, thank you very much again for tuning us in, listening to us on the road or where you're at, doing your treadmill workouts for your January resolution. Glad to be there with you. So enjoy the weekend's games. They're going to be fantastic. We're really looking forward to talking about them next week. We'll also have a championship college team game on Monday. So we'll get to talk about the winner. We'll do the next recording next Tuesday. So we'll be able to talk about that. And there might be some coaches hired. So if they get hired, we'll talk about that. And so we're going to keep on doing football until it goes, but baseball's coming up too. So right around the corner, pitchers and catchers report in a month. Pitchers and catchers report to spring training. So we're coming right around the corner to baseball. So we'll be flopping right into that pretty quick too. But we're going to be there with you all the way to get you through your draft prep for fantasy baseball too. So that's coming. But in the meantime, get your bets in, get ready. And during those live ones, definitely stay shrewd.
Stay shrewd, everybody.